Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today's video is going to be my TBR video for the month of March. So in the month of March, I am going to be participating in the Final Book Support Group month-long readathon. This is the Final Book Support Group, which is run by Steph from Steph Lugs. I'll link the announcement video to this month-long readathon down below in the description box. But this month, Steph has decided to do a month-long readathon in the month of March for the Final Book Support Group. And I first got word of this style readathon over on YouTube. And Steph decided to do for this one and release a whole bunch of prompts. And I am a prompt-based reader. I love to read off of prompts. So I decided definitely that I wanted to participate, and instead of actually playing for a monthly TBR for this video, I decided to just kind of choose these prompts since they're given out for me, and I have quite a bit of options for the prompts. So I decided to choose and see what kind of books I may want to put on this TBR anyways to fulfill those prompts. And I do have a list of some books that I can use to fulfill these prompts. So I'm going to go through them right now. These may not be the books that I end up reading in the month of March, but they at least work for these prompts right now, and I have a list of books that may fit for prompts later as I read a little bit differently. So we will just show up these books that I have selected at least to show in this video, but the books that I may read in the month of March may not end up being these books, and I may choose other books to fulfill these said prompts. The main sort of prompt for Final Book Support Group is to read a final book. And the final book that I have chosen is Muse and Nightmares by Laini Taylor. This is the second book in her Strange the Dreamer duology. I read Strange the Dreamer back in November of 2022, and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, so I've really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue and read and finish off this duology sooner rather than later. I really like the writing style in Strange the Dreamer. It reminded me a lot like the writing style in Aaron Morgenstern's Night Circus and the Starless Sea, which I really enjoyed the Night Circus. I need to do a reread of the Starless Sea to figure out the rating for that book, which I hope to do in the near future, but since it's standalone, it's not a final book. In this universe, we follow a guy named Laszlo Strange, whose dream is to essentially discover what happened to the Lost City. Eventually, he gets on this mission to go over there in the Lost City, and essentially he finds out what's been really going on in this Lost City and why it was lost. There is a little bit of a romance in the first book, which I'm assuming continues into Muse and Nightmares, but it wasn't the full soul focus of the first one, which I liked. I'm excited to continue and read Muse and Nightmares. Since I gave Strange the Dreamer 4.5 stars, this could end up getting 5 stars. So I'm excited to continue and finish a final book and finish off a duology. It's really great. So because I'm on the team The Bear's Claw for Final Book Support Group, one of my prompts is to use the color wheel to choose a book. I have a color wheel here on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and spin it. Whatever book I choose for this prompt may not be the book I end up deciding to read in the month of March. But as of this moment, we're going to spin and we're going to see if I have a book that matches that color anyways, just for funsies, so let's do it. Purple. I definitely think I have this. Prompt number 2 on my list is to spin a color on the color wheel and choose book which matches that color and has that color prominently on the cover. For this, I got the color purple, and for this color, I have chosen, at least for right now, Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell. This is actually not part of a series at all. So this book is set in the same world that Winter's Orbit was set. So it's not even a part of a series book at all, nor is it a final book. It's just a book set in the same world. So let me read you the back. Let me read you the blurb of this book. The past echoes against the unimaginable scale of the universe. Rich socialite, invertebrate flirt, and walking disaster, Tanalhan O'Connor can read minds. Tanal, like all neuromodified readers, is a security threat on his own. But when controlled, readers are a rare asset. Not only can they read minds, but they can navigate chaotic space, the maelstroms surrounding the galaxy to gateway to the wider universe. Conscripted into the military under dubious circumstances, Tanal is placed in the care of Lieutenant Surit Yeni, a duty-bound soldier, principled leader, and the son of a notorious traitor general. Whereas Tanal can read minds, Surit can influence them. Like all neuromodified architects, he can impose his will on others, and he's under orders to control Tanal by merging their minds. Surit accepts the suspicious promotion track request out of desperation, but he refuses to go through with his legal orders to sink and control an unconsenting Tanal. So they lie. They fake a fun and plan Tanal's escape. Their best chance arrives with the salvage retrieval mission into chaotic space to the very neuromodification lab that Surit's traitor mother destroyed 20 years ago. Among the rubble is a treasure both terrible and unimaginably powerful, one that upends a decades-old power struggle and begins a war. Tanal and Surit can no longer abandon their world. The only way to avoid life under full military control is to complete the very thing they've been faking. Can two unwilling weapons of war bring about peace? So, this book, like Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell, this book is queer, and it is set in the same universe as that book. Definitely queer. Definitely, I think I may like this one a little bit better, as while the last one had more of a enemies to lovers romance, this is the fake dating trope, which I absolutely truly enjoy. Books with the fake dating trope, so I think I'm actually maybe gonna like this one more than Winter's Orbit, and I hope I do like this one. So yeah, it definitely has a purple cover. It's this pretty like sunsetty purple cover, which I absolutely love. And it's a gorgeous and stunning cover of a book. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to reading this. Round number 3 is to read a book with a light cover. And for this, the book itself doesn't really have sort of maybe a light cover, like light colors on it. But what it does have is I think it's light because I think it's a fun cover. And for this, I have chosen Hooky by Miriam Bunstrator. This is a webtoons graphic novel book comic form. Honestly, this looks very light and very fun. It does have some light colors on it with this light blue. I know it may look like it's the off season to read this book, but light for me not only does mean light colors like blue, but it also means I think it's going to be a fun read. So I'm going to read this, as it's the first book in a graphic novel series. 2 twins, 1 prophecy, a whole lot of hijinks. When 12 years old, Danny and Dorian missed the bus to magic school. They didn't expect to be declared traitors to their own kind. But thanks to a mishap with the dragon egg, a broken broom, and a high-profile prisoner, their faces are on wanted posters throughout the country. Chased by powerful families seeking the prophesied king of witches and royals searching for missing princes, the twins don't know whom to trust. Luckily, they aren't alone. With a local troublemaker, a princess, and a teacher who can see the future on their side, twins might just clear their names, but can they hear their torn kingdom? Based on the webcomic from Webtoon, the #1 digital comic app, averaging more than 10 million daily readers and 100 billion views, Anime Hooky is stunning print format for the first time with exclusive new content sure to place fans new and old. Definitely looks like it's going to be a fun time as far as a comic book goes, I think I'm actually probably going to really, really enjoy and have a good time reading this book. I think because it's a comic book, it's actually light as well, too. And it looks like the subject matter of this book is also going to be light as well. And I love the fun covers presented on this book. So yeah, for the light prompt. Prompt number 4 is to read a big book. And for me, a big book is a book that has over 600. It has 600 pages or more. And for this, I am putting on one of my most highly anticipated books of the year, which is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. The page count on this book, according to Barnes & Noble and according to Goodreads, is 880 pages. That is more than Priory the Orange Tree. The reason why I'm not holding up the physical copy of The Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon is I'm filming this video on February 25th, and this book actually doesn't come out till February 28th. So it is a pre-order book, but I'm very excited to read it. I want to read it as soon as it comes out because I think it's going to be so much fun to read. So yeah, let me read you guys the synopsis of A Day of Fallen Night. This actually doesn't spoil anything that happens in the Priory of the Orange Tree, as it takes place 50 years prior to the events of Priory of the Orange Tree. Tanuva Malem is a sister of the Priory. For 50 years, she is trained to slay worms, but none have appeared since the Nameless One, and the younger generation is starting to question the Priory's purpose. Sinwar from the Queen of Venice, the Brown the Ambitious, has married the new king of Hroth, narrowly saving both realms from ruin. Their daughter Glorian trails in their shadow, exactly where she wants to be. The dragons in the east have slept for centuries. Dumai has spent her life in a Cygnus mountain temple, trying to wake the gods in their long slumber. Now someone from her mother's past is coming to upend her fate. When the dreadbound erupts, bringing with it an age of terror and violence, these women must find the strength to protect humankind from devastating threat. Intricate and epic, Samantha Shannon sweeps readers back to the world of a Priory in the Orange Tree, showing us the course of events that shaped it for generations to come. So, this book is a prequel to the Priory of the Orange Tree 50 years in the past. That synopsis spoils nothing that happens for Priory of the Orange Tree, so feel free to read that book. I'm not entirely certain when you guys should read these two books. If they're technically both standalones and technically one is technically a prequel to it, I'm pretty certain it may make better sense to you guys for you to read the Priory, read it in publication order like I did. But I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I gave Priory the Orange Tree 5 stars, and A Day of Fallen Night is honestly a 5-star prediction. So I'm very looking forward to reading this book, and I'm very, very glad that it's a big book and I can fit it on here for this video prompt. And then the last actual bookish prompt for this is to read a book that is dark and dangerous, and for that I have chosen The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan, and this is book 3 in his Heroes of Olympus series. I can't read you guys whatever happens like in the Black Robe stuff for this book, because it is like 3rd in this trilogy. I'm doing a reread of his Percy Jackson series because I know he's writing the Child Gods That Fear. Well, why not? I just read all Percy Jackson books, at least in this one and in his Percy Jackson the Olympian series, which I read last year. And this year decided to do my reread of the bigger books. So this book series isn't technically dark. It is dangerous though, as there is a huge big battle fight scene. Definitely in this one, I know there is a huge big battle fight scene, and definitely as we continue on to these books, they do get a little bit more dark and a little bit more dangerous. Middle grade, so it's not entirely fully considered dark, but honestly, big battle fight scene to me seems dangerous. I wouldn't want to be in a big fight scene. Gods or monsters anyways. So, I'm putting it in for that from it. This book series by Rick Riordan is, I'm not entirely certain if I would count it better than Percy Jackson and the Olympians is that series does have more of a nostalgic point for me. But his Heroes of Olympus series, the writing style definitely gets better and more YA. But I'm really looking forward to reading and continuing on with my reread of Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. And then finally, the last prompt in here is actually not a book prompt, is actually like a do something activity prompt. And for this, I am to go hiking trail is the name of the prompt, and I'm to go for a walk. So in the month of March, one day I must go for a walk. If I can't outside due to the weather, I will probably try to walk indoors, maybe at work for at least 30 minutes. So I think that's good enough for me to count it for that prompt. And yeah, we'll kind of see what the month of March has for me in store. These are the books that I have put on my TBR for the month of March. I'm really looking forward to actually participating in a month-long readathon in March, and I actually will be probably participating in a month-long readathon in April as well. So look forward to a more laid-back style TBR video for the month of April as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what the month of March has in store for me, as the month of February didn't actually go really well for me. So I'm hoping the month of March goes better. I did read a whole lot in February, and I'll mention kind of why when I do my wrap-up video, but I'm looking forward to what the month of March has for store me. So far, all these books I'm really excited to read. So this may be an actual TBR video where I read most of the books that I say that I want to read on it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe for more books content from me. Comment down below what you guys are hoping to read in the month of March. And if you guys are participating in Final Book Support Group like me this month. And remember, we are the one within the all.